One of the most talented men in the world.
The most important artist of this generation.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West. Class is in session with Mr. Kanye West.
Kanye West. Widely considered as one of the greatest artists of all time, Kanye West is just as famous for his music production as his artistic skills. This is backed up by 21 Grammy wins, making him one of the most successful hip-hop artists of all time. But how can we at home make a beat like Kanye West? Let's start with how Kanye picks his samples. In this video, I'm going to focus on his earlier albums, The College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation. We all know Kanye West likes to sample, and a lot of the samples in these are old vintage soulful samples.
Well, as far as the preparation for producing the track, you know, earlier today, I was just in that other room, just listening to samples, like, while I was getting my hair cut. And I heard that Shirley Murdoch, I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna use for them.
Let's start with one of my favorite songs, Through the Wire. Through the Wire was recorded in October 2002 and samples Shaka Khan's 1985 single, Through the Fire. In the Kanye West version, we can hear he chops up the sample, speeds it up, and pitches it up to make it a brand new track. In this video, we see Kanye using his ASR10 in order to slice the sample and rearrange the chops. So this sets a nice background for the track for Kanye to add the drums. Kanye's drums in this track are hard-hitting and raw sounding, which are laid down through his MPC. The drums in this track are very simple, featuring a hi-hat, a kick, a snare, and a bongo for a few rolls. The sample does the main body work for this track and allows Kanye a lot of space. The bass in this track sounds like a live bass to me. We will bear that in mind when we come to making our own track, and all these tracks come together like this. Now, the next track I want to look at is from the album Graduation. It is the song Good Morning. Good Morning samples Someone Saved My Life Tonight by Elton John. As you can see from the track lib deconstructed of it, Kanye uses two sections of the track, one main section and a tiny section. This is again pitched up and sped up. As you can hear, Kanye clearly uses a different section for the verse. Without Elton John's vocals, it allows even more space for Kanye West. As you can hear, there's extra synth lines and instrumentation used later on in the track. Last of all, the drums are even simpler than the last track. We basically have a perk snare and a kick. Again, allowing the sample to do most of the body work, and this is what makes it such a good track.
Good morning.
Last of all, let's look at Bound 2 from Yeezus. In the intro of the song, it features vocals from American soul singer Charlie Wilson, someone who comes up in a lot of Kanye West records, and it uses two different samples. The main one being Bound by the Ponderosa Twins +1, and the vocals are from Brenda Lee's Sweet Nothings.
Honey. All right.
I chose this track as it shows how Kanye West can layer samples in his tracks and how his creative production knows no limits. Another reason I picked this song is because of the simple drums. Kanye West does not add his own drums, he uses the sample. So this song is basically the sample chopped, sped up, and pitched up.
What you doing in the club on a Thursday? She said she only here for a girl birthday.
I think this is because the sample chops in themselves are quite complex, and that really carries the track itself.
Leave a pretty girl sad reputation. Start a fight club, Brad reputation.
So without further ado, let's make our own Kanye West style track. I believe the best site for sampling is Tracklib, who are also kindly sponsoring today's video. Tracklib is the best sampling site as it features over 80,000 previously released records, and they are adding more every day. The samples are also very cheap and affordable to clear. They also come with this little beat player.
Something must be going on wrong.
Which allows you to see if the track could fit the drums. I'll have my sign up link in the description, which gets you a free month as well as 15 free song credits to go and download the samples. Go and grab that after this video and let's find the samples. We can go to genres and then go to R&B and soul. From this, we go through these tracks, listen through for parts that we might chop. So I'm going to take this one called Gotta Get Away From You by First Choice and download it. So we have our vintage soul sample, so that's the first step. Now let's find some chops in this. So I have the chops I want here. They almost fit the 4 bars. So they're almost on tempo, they just need tiny adjustments. So you want to make sure all these kicks and snares are lined up. They just want to be like roughly on tempo. It doesn't matter if they're like a tiny bit off. These sections where there's a gap, you want to make them unique and then just stretch this. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to record them all out individually, open this in a Fruity Slicer channel, go into Fruity Slicer and try and find the chops the way Kanye would, and then to pitch it up, let's see what it would sound like. Let's try the other verse chop. And then I can use this section for the chorus or the hook. And it might transition in pretty well. Now let's add the drums, then we're going to add extra synth lines and the bass. I have just released my new Indigo drum kit featuring vintage sounding Kanye West style drums, perfect for J. Cole, Kendrick, Uzi's type beats, including over 30 drum breaks, fills and loops. It will be 25% off when you watch this video. This discount code is for a week only, so make sure to grab it in that time. Layer them snares and then let's get a kick in. Then velocities, you want to make them realistic, dip them like this. Now let's add the synths and then we'll get the bass. Kanye is known in the studio for using either the Juno or the Moog. So what I'm going to do is load up Juno by Arturia. Now let's add the bass. So now let's make the chorus section, and then let's grab a bass from my kit. I added this little pad in the back too from the DX7. And if you'd like to see a beat like these albums, hit the like and comment down below.